speeding things up, tackling some hills, and new races on the calendar. Let's take a look at what happened over the month of March. Hello fellow geeks and welcome back to Running Geek Girl. My name is Heather and I am glad you are here today. It's that time of the month where we take a look back at the month that has just passed, where we look at training, races and medals, any new gear and equipment, what's coming up on the calendar and what is coming up on the channel, plus our monthly playlist drop. That's right, it is time for the monthly update. So we're going to start things off like we normally do by talking a little bit about how training has gone over the course of the month. So let's take a look at that now. Here we are. Welcome to the month of March. We're only a few days into it, but the weather has been absolutely gorgeous. The downside is that before we had this gorgeous weather, we had days of heavy, intense rain, which meant that even though the rain stopped and the weather was perfect for the weekend, so I could head out to the trails, it turned out that they had to close the trails because some of the bridges were completely washed out in the flooding that happened over the week. And same with the running and biking trail here in town. A lot of the lower lying areas of it were under 2 feet of running water. So it was either stick to the treadmill, which I was not looking forward to, or just taking advantage of the nice weather and running loops around the neighborhood, which is what I opted to do. Managed to get things done in a great amount of time, nice 10-mile run, and still felt good and could have kept going by the end of it. So definitely making progress. My speed sessions that have taken priority in this training block are getting so tough, but I'm managing to push my way through them, making little bits of improvement and learning as much as I can from them about what I need to do, what I need to change, and things that I could do that I thought that I couldn't do. So we're already off to a good start. I am finishing a cool down for this nice easy run today, and then I'm going to head in for a little bit of conditioning. So I will catch up with you next week. And here we are, another week down. We have gone from warm and rainy weather to sunny and freezing temperatures. And of course it's going to happen on a race week. So I am out doing my taper week in the cold weather just to make sure that my body is prepped to handle the temperatures on race day. So I'll have a link up here in case you have missed my race review, since that will be out by the time this goes up. Once again, did not get to head out to the trails over the weekend. There were thunderstorms, so the trails were closed. So there was that. Had to run in the neighborhood, but it was a progression run and it felt really, really good. This speed related training block is actually working out really well. I'm feeling stronger and better to set a pace than I have. So I'm just gonna spend this week doing some easy runs, keeping things light, so I can travel to Atlanta. Looking forward to seeing some friends there. Going to do the Galloway half, and it's going to be a fun time. So I will see you on the other side of the race. And we are back. We have gone from sunny and cold to rainy and cold. But the good news is that we are looking at some warm temperatures for the rest of this week. So here's hoping that I have some nice sunny weather to run outside a little bit. I am taking another easy week to recover from the Galloway half that I ran on Sunday. So some very easy runs right now, just kind of easing back into things because my hips and my calves are super sore. And I know it's from all of the hills that I ran over the course of the race. And not complaining, there were some great downhills too. And yeah, I have been in worse shape before, so just trying to recover as best I can. I have mostly just easy runs scheduled, no speed work this week, with an easy long run this weekend, and then I will hit my training again starting next week with all of my speed work and longer runs. So that's where I'm headed right now. I'm gonna do just a little bit of strength training this week. Nothing too strenuous. Gonna give my legs a break as much as I can. I'll catch up with you next week. And we are back for another week. This is gonna be the last full week of March, which is really, really hard to believe. I had a nice, easy week, just kind of easing back into running. I could tell that the recovery was going well because by the end of the week, I was really wanting to run, but decided to save it for the long run. I was hoping to get out on the trails finally because I've been trying for 3 months, but unfortunately things started going south pretty quickly. We had some flash flooding, which in itself was a little bit funny because I believe I got caught in the rain on Friday and in a torrential downpour. My sweet little 10-year-old was going to meet me at the door with a towel, and he opened it up to see me out in the street, soaked to the bone, pointing up at the sky and yelling at it. So he thought that was really funny. And then to further complicate things, my husband tested positive for the dreaded COVID. So been having to deal with all that, isolating him, disinfecting the entire house. So it has been a little bit of a struggle getting through the weekend, but did manage to fit in a nice, easy 1 hour long run on Saturday, which between the sun and the breeze and just being out and running felt incredible. So even though all the trails around were closed due to recovery after flooding, I was still able to get out around the neighborhood and it felt amazing just the same. And now today, I really can't complain. Warm weather, sunny. It's almost like early summer weather more than spring, but I'll take what I can get. And plus, there was a litter of puppies out on the street that I got to pet. So definitely not complaining there. This week, I'm going back to my regular training schedule with the easy runs, ending in strides and speed work, adding the core and strength back in. So that's the plan for this week. I will catch up with you at the end of the week, taking it back inside. And that brings us back inside. So here we are at the very end of the month, and just kind of taking a look back, I am very, very grateful to my coach over at Vert Run, who has prescribed all of the speed training that has been going on over the past month or two. I was kind of scared of it first off, but it really has paid off in just giving me more strength and more endurance, if not really more speed. I am getting just a little hair faster, I would believe, but I really think that it's done a whole lot about my mental endurance and just my overall strength, even more than it has my speed. So I'm going to keep working on that and finish out this training plan, and then see what my coach is thinking next for getting me ready for the rest of the races that I have coming up on the race calendar. Just to give you an overall look at kind of how the training plan has been going, usually Tuesdays and Fridays, there's going to be some easier runs with some strides at the end just to make sure that everything's moving and making sure that I am recovering correctly. But all the rest of the days when I have speed sessions, those are a little more intense, and a lot of it has been done by RPE. And I've been very good about learning how to kind of focus in on where my RPE needs to be and not trying to hit a specific number for the pace, but just a feel of what the pace needs to be. And there's been a lot of trying to run 400-meter repeats, and sometimes all the way up to 1 mile repeats or 1.5 mile repeats at varying intensities with shorter and shorter breaks in between. And so it's been a whole lot of just the mental process of running on tired legs and making sure that you maintain that RPE and making sure that you maintain a good pace through the whole thing. So it has been a real challenge for me. As you know, I am not a very speedy runner. It's not something that I have ever really thought about, but it has paid off in the long run. So even when I'm going at slower paces, I can now go for longer distances. And so it has really changed my endurance just by working on speed over shorter distances. So it seems so obvious now, but it really has been working well. Moving on to races and medals, and you heard me mention earlier that I did run the Jeff Galloway half marathon in Atlanta, Georgia, and that was on March 19th. Here is a look again at the medal if you didn't get to see it. So there you go, Jeff Galloway, and it's got his motto down here, run and walk for the heart. Nice little sublimated ribbon here. with the race info on it. There you go, Jeff Galloway Half Marathon. If you are interested in running the race yourself, definitely a good opportunity. If you are not scared of hills, then definitely check that one out. Coming up on the calendar, I do have some more races coming up. On April 1st, I have the Stride to Prevent Suicide 5K to help support the Dr. Robert Elliott Foundation. If you have been here on the channel for a while, you know that is one that I run every year. It is one that initially got me interested in running in the first place because I wanted to be able to participate in that 5K. And so be on the lookout for a race report, and I'll also have a link up here and down below to last year's race if you would like to check that out and kind of see what it's all about. I also have on the calendar for April the Las Vegas Half Marathon, and that's going to be coming up on April 22nd. This is one that I have not run since before my second child was born. It is a wonderful, wonderful race. They are celebrating their 10th anniversary this year, and sadly, it is going to be the last year that they are going to be holding this race. So I did want to go and run it one last time while I still could. So be on the lookout for that. It's a great race, and I can't wait to tell you more about it when the day comes. Just a reminder that looking even further ahead in the calendar, in May, I will be running the Indy Mini Marathon, and that's going to be in Indianapolis. So definitely stay tuned for all of that. And I am looking at a few other races to potentially put on the calendar. There are some that are here around here at home, and some that are going to be out in other states in order to knock some of those off of my 50 states list. So I am excited as to what the rest of the year is going to bring, because I'm having fun, and I'm really enjoying getting out and exploring some of these races. Taking a look at gear and equipment for the month, really the only thing that I tried out that was new was this right here, and this is glucose. This is Fruit Punch Energy Liquid, and I'm still kind of giving this one a try. I don't really know kind of how I feel about it yet, if it's really effective for me or anything like that. I will say that it did not upset my stomach when I used it, which is like one of the number one things that I am looking for when I am looking for a new fuel source is it going to bug my stomach? Because my stomach tends to like some fuels better than others. This one did not bother me. This one is 70 calories per container. It's got electrolytes, it's got clean natural ingredients. So I'm going to keep trying this out and see if I have any noticeable difference with this. But I'm enjoying it so far. I have easy access to it. Little on the pricey side, but if it works, it works. So can't complain too much about the price if it is a product that works for me. Looking ahead at what's going to be coming up on the channel, as usual, I'm going to have a new episode of Run the USA where we take a look at the most highly suggested races in every state. We're going to be looking next at the state of Mississippi. So if you have any races that you would like to suggest, make sure to leave those down in the comments below so that I can check them out. We also are going to be having hopefully a chance for me to finally get out on the trails. The weather has just not been cooperating. It's been flooding out all the trails, and they've been closing things down. But I am hoping and praying that there's going to be a chance for me to get out and run on a trail and try out my new trail shoes and be able to report back on how it feels to be back out on the trail, give you a review of the shoes. So be looking forward to that. Keep your fingers crossed for me, please. Also, since April is Autism Awareness Month, I am going to have some information that you may not know about neurodiversity and running. So that's going to be something that I'm really looking forward to talking about as a neurodiverse person myself. These are some things that I have done some research into before just to kind of see what was going on. I'm going to give you some quick facts, some interesting things that you may not know, and I would love to do a deeper dive if that is something that interests you. So why don't you let me know about that if you would like to hear more after I give you kind of some of the initial information. Now, just like we do every month here on the channel, we're going to have a monthly playlist drop, and that's going to be down in the description. This is a Spotify playlist where if you're needing something to listen to while you're out on a run, maybe you're running a 5K, you just need some new music to listen to, or for a nice short run, a short workout, then I'm going to have that available for you. Every month it's going to have some sort of different type of theme, and obviously with April coming up, this is going to be a spring themed playlist, so make sure to check that out. There's also going to be a link to all of the tracks that have been used in playlists so far this year, all in one big mega playlist, as well as a link to Welcome to the Geek Den, which is all tracks that have been suggested by viewers just like you. If you have something that needs to be added to the lists for other people to listen to, make sure that you drop those down in the comments below. So there you go, another month gone by, and I can't believe how fast it went. I'm really looking forward to what the rest of the year is going to bring. I am so thankful that we are having some nice warm weather so that I can get out a lot more often and just really enjoy the sunshine. I'm so glad that you are here and that you've been around for another month, and I hope that you stick around some more. And if you haven't subscribed already, maybe you should hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the running adventures that I have coming out all the time. You can also follow me on social media. All the links are down in the description. You can find me across all platforms under the name Running Geek Girl. Thanks so much for being here. I am so glad you could join me. Remember to laugh hard, run fast, and be kind. See you later.